Hello and welcome to Adrenal Repair. So today I'm going to talk about the importance of diet when facing recovery. Okay, I'm not going to go into actual meal plans or what type of foods to eat so much. I'm going to talk about blood sugar and its effect on the adrenal glands. Okay, so we can, after this, you'll hopefully have a good understanding on how the body works and how the sugar levels work and how and why it's important to eat clean and eat real food. I find a lot of people look past the diet because of the symptoms of depersonalization, panic attacks, etc. Because the symptoms are in the head, we focus too much on the mental emotional stresses and how to deal with them, such as talk therapy, etc., which is awesome, and I highly recommend people to go down that route. But as we spoke about in the last few videos about the importance of lowering that overall physiological load to put you in a better position to face your recovery. You got to look at this body as your vehicle that's going to take you through all this turmoil. Okay, this could take some time to get to the other end. I believe everyone has their own path, but we got to build this system back up again. Okay, long-term stress, long-term cortisol production, as we talked about in the last videos, we said is catabolic to the body. It breaks the system down. Your diet is what's going to rebuild that system back up. Okay, and I said our goal is to get this system and this vehicle as strong as it can to take you through this journey in life. Okay, so let me just start off with just ask yourself the question, are you eating real food? Okay, quality nutrients. Anytime you're going shopping, start looking at the labels. Any words you can't pronounce, get rid of it. Anything that has a whole list of ingredients is just going on and on, you don't need that. Just keep it really simple for now. Okay, for the next couple of weeks, couple of months, I want you to give this a go. Focus on meat, fruit, veg, seeds and nuts, and coming from quality sources. All right, try stay away from any of this processed food, any chemicals, anything at all that you see that comes up that doesn't look natural. Okay, so again, just keeping that simple. Next question to ask yourself, are you drinking half your body weight in ounces of water a day? Alright, so if you look at, we spoke about the liver is like, it's the detoxification system. It gets rid of all these toxins that's going to be causing these internal stresses. You can look at liver like the sponge that cleans the dirty dishes. Alright, it cleans the plates, cleans out the system. If the sponge gets dirty and clogged up, we can't clean those dishes anymore. And water is going to help flush out the system. Okay, get those toxins out of the system, flush out the liver, and have it running the way it should be. Next one is if you're not cooking your own meals, start giving that a go. Okay, that might be something that you might actually get into and become a hobby of your own. Okay, I definitely would like to have more time myself to focus towards cooking. But I do try my best to cook my own meals, because once you start cooking your own meals, you know exactly what's in those dishes. Alright, so it just helps eliminate any of the guessing that you might be eating that you don't know you're eating when we're eating out. So start giving that a go, maybe get some cookbooks. I recommend paleo is a great way to start for everybody. Okay, I know some people mightn't be meat eaters, that's fine. But just trying to keep it to meat, fruit, veg, seeds and nuts. If you don't eat meat, find other ways to get your protein in. But yeah, paleo is a great base, I think, for everyone to reset. Some people, because paleo is a very low carbohydrate diet, and some people need carbohydrates to function. But because carbohydrates are turned into sugar in the bloodstream, as we'll talk about now in a minute, for people dealing with a lot of panic and anxiety, it'd be a good idea to stay away from carbohydrates for a while. Let the sugar get out of the system, especially if you're eating bad food. But I think cortisol is turned into glucose in the bloodstream to give us energy to get us out of trouble. So we want to start lowering the sugar levels as much as you can. So I highly recommend starting off with paleo. Give that a go for a couple of weeks, see how you feel. And then yeah, just regulating blood sugar. So this is what I'm going to talk about here, the importance of regulating the blood sugar. So let's just recap cortisol really quick. Okay, so cortisol is responsible for the flight or fight response, which we spoke plenty about in the past. So it's turning the glucose into the bloodstream to give you instant energy to get out of trouble. All right. Next one is, and again, we know that you guys, and you guys dealing with or watching these videos, chances are you're dealing with panic disorder. This tap is going to be turned on a lot, so you want to try and lower that. Okay, anti-inflammatory, it's the most powerful anti-inflammatory in the body. So again, if you're eating poor diet and foods that irritate your gut, it's going to cause inflammation in the gut. Cortisol is going to be released to lower that inflammation down because the body can't heal until the inflammation is reduced, and then the body can start repairing. But if we're eating poor diets and there's a lot of shitty food going in there with all different sorts of chemicals, the body's going to cause a reaction, cause inflammation, and this leaves the doors open for, if we got a damaged gut, we start opening the door for parasites and bad bacteria and dysbiosis and stuff we don't want to have to deal with. All right, so not only is food going to cause that inflammatory response, but also any injuries to the body. If you got any injuries, bad posture, it's going to cause the joints to be inflamed. Even weak muscles will cause the joints to kind of collapse and sit on each other, causing inflammation. Again, cortisol is going to be released to bring the inflammation down. And then the last one is regulates blood sugar. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you have a bowl of oatmeal in the morning, okay? Because it's higher in carbohydrates, it's going to be turned into glucose into the bloodstream to give you energy, okay? So this is, let's say this is normal blood sugar. So for your brain to function properly, you got to be within the normal ranges, all right? It needs a certain amount of glucose in the bloodstream for it to function, all right? When you eat, let's say, we're saying you have your oatmeal in the morning, the blood sugar levels will rise, okay? Then what will happen is the pancreas will release insulin, all right? And insulin will match the blood sugar, and insulin is like the key to the cells, okay? It opens up the cells and puts the sugar in. So insulin comes along and it lowers the blood sugar by putting it into the cells and brings it back down to normal, okay? This is a perfect scenario. Now what happens is if we're eating poor diets and the sugar levels are going up and down throughout the day, we're doing a lot of binge eating and eating your pizzas and whatever, pop drinks going along with it, very high sugary diets, what happens is the sugar levels will spike up, but then the insulin, the body will predict how much sugar is coming into the body and will, in a lot of cases, overshoot the blood sugar. So the blood sugar spikes, and then the body starts spitting out the insulin, is expecting a lot of sugar, and then what happens is after the insulin puts the sugar into the cells, we still have insulin in the bloodstream, okay? So what happens is the insulin will keep using up the blood sugar, lowering the blood sugar down too low. When the sugar levels drop too low, that starts affecting brain function. We start experiencing brain fog, poor concentration. All right, so just a quick recap. If we're eating a lot of sugary foods, sugar levels are going to keep spiking, insulin's going to spike and put the sugar into the cells and lower it back down again. And what happens is the body overshoots the insulin for the sugar that's after coming in, and then we'll end up lowering the sugar levels too low, and instead we start experiencing these symptoms of brain fog and feeling sluggish, etc. Now to bring the sugar levels back up, the adrenals will spit out some cortisol, because cortisol is transferred into glucose into the bloodstream. So then the adrenals have to work just to bring that back up to normal. All right, so it starts again, poor diets every day, high sugary foods, carbohydrate foods, binge eating, drinking alcohol, whatever it is. Insulin spikes up, shoots up, blood sugar shoots up. The insulin again drives the blood sugar down too low, feel all sluggish, the adrenals are working extra hard again to bring it back up. Now, if we're dealing with panic disorder, anxiety disorder, and adrenals are overworking, what can happen is the adrenals cannot release the cortisol anymore. It's bottomed out. This is what's known as adrenal dysfunction. And we end up with low blood sugar, and that can leave us in that state of feeling foggy and feeling drowsy. And in these cases, we need some carbohydrates to bring the sugar levels up, but we want to get it from quality sources, such as I'd recommend like yams, sweet potatoes, these type of slow releasing sugars. All right. So someone now who's, and you can always you can buy yourself a glucometer and you can check your blood sugar levels first thing in the morning before you eat, and it should be normal. If they're too low, we know we need a little bit of carbohydrates in your blood, in your diet to kind of help your brain function properly. But then also what can happen is on the other side, if we're constantly spiking and your adrenals are working and we're constantly spiking the sugar levels, what happens is your sugar levels go high and then your insulin's high. The cells can start saying no to the insulin and start refusing. The insulin's trying to come in and open up the cell for the sugar, and the cells can start refusing the insulin, and this is what's known as insulin resistance. Okay, and it leaves us with high blood sugar. Even when fasting, we check our blood sugar is high. That means that the insulin is being refused to the cells. Down the road, this can run into like type 2 diabetes and stuff. So it's important to pay attention. Now, what you can do in this case is by staying away from carbohydrates for a while, is what I was saying, it will allow those receptor cells, those insulin receptor cells to grow back again, allowing insulin to work as it should do. Alright, so hopefully you get an idea here just how important it is to eat clean food to rebuild the body from all the stress that we're dealing with. To look at it again like rebuilding this vehicle to carry you through all this turmoil and get you out the other end. As well as the importance of staying away from sugary, high carbohydrate foods because of the adrenals. We're taxing the adrenals again through diet, as well as the mental emotional. Alright guys, hope that made sense. Any questions, do shoot them below and please subscribe. Talk to you soon.